Alright, let's see how scuffed this is going to be. That is the big question. It's quite a lot of lag. It's really weird because I think there's a fair bit of a lag on both ends. And well, we've got Stream Elements bot running, so that's nice. I look really stretched out. That's really weird. I don't like that. I need to fix that. I don't know why I look so stretched out. Hey, Thomas, what's up, bro? I don't know why I look so stretched. That's probably why. My camera is not in the right orientation for this. Never mind. Oh, this is very scuffed. I'm not used to streaming. I'm gonna hopefully make this kind of review as clear and as concise as I possibly can, whilst being in stream format, and then hopefully the stream will answer questions. Yeah, I'm a very wide boy. Very bulky there. So, the plan is I'm hoping just to go through the majority of questions I've had through sort of the 19 weeks that I did. Yeah, it looks a bit better now. But I might just sort of have a quick buzz through. Okay. I buzzed through some of the comments that I had previously and have a gander. If I can do that. I'm hoping I can. But yeah, that's the plan. Alright. So obviously I know the main thing was sort of the how my numbers changed from start to finish. So obviously, as I did mention throughout the program, I didn't have a proper like 1 rep max to begin with. So I wasn't completely sure on what my 1 rep max would be at the start. So I don't know how much the comparisons to be. It's not very accurate basically. But I sort of based it on, I think, week 7 or 8 AMRAPs. So at the start of the program ish, my squat, I'm still wide. Yes, okay. When I change to this one, it won't look as bad. Yeah, it didn't look as bad here, so. Just gotta fix it up a little bit as well. That'll do. Anyway, so this is kind of some notes I've taken down to go over the program. So my estimated 1 rep maxes at week 7, I was looking at 150 for my squat, 170 for my deadlift, and 125 for my bench press. That's kind of where the estimates were about week 7. Obviously, I think that's a decent-ish sort of point to look at it from, because it's the first sort of 3 weeks is getting used to the structure of the program and, you know, all the exercise and that kind of stuff. So obviously, not familiar, Alex Bromley is the man who did the program. I think it's from his base strength book. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. It's all here, to be fair. I literally just, it's all here that I'm going to sort of go over. Yeah, so it's a base and peak phases, a 3-week structure. Yeah, so it's from his base strength book. So yeah, so it's his 19-week program. So this is like the first proper program I ran, which answers hopefully your question, Thomas, regarding other programs. I haven't done any other programs. This was my first proper program, I think, that I actually ran. So prior to this, I've had no actual program experience with running a program, especially one that's like strength specific. So the way this one was structured is you've got the 4 big movements. Is the first in the base book, yeah. So yeah, so you got big movements, obviously squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press. Obviously, as I'm hoping to get the powerlifting, the overhead press is like an accessory to the big movers. For me, it's a lift I like doing, but it's not one that I was super worried about the numbers going up. I like doing overhead press. It feels very bro-like. It's a very nice lift to do, you know, pressing big weight over your head. But it wasn't one I was super fussed about. The main ones for me was the squat, bench, deadlift. So you got the 9 base weeks, and then you have 9 peaking weeks, which is quite a weird contrast to the program on now, which is a 9-week program, and it has different weeks. But we'll go over that when we get there. I'm gonna keep getting sidetracked a lot. So yeah, so the way the program frequency works is we have low frequency, 1 main lift per day, which gives you a lot of recovery apparently. Which I never really felt very sore doing the program, to be fair. I didn't have any like major DOMs from doing any of the days, but there was a lot of high volume days as well. But yeah, I'd never really had experienced many DOMs, so I can go with that. And then so the way the AMRAP thing worked, which was one that I was really not familiar with, which I have here as well, just to go over. So on each of the days, which we'll have another look at, just so you guys know what I'm talking about, and I can hopefully make it clear, is this thing here. So the last set of the main compound, the squat here, for example, is the target is 6 reps, but every rep you do over that is a percentage of your 1 rep max that you add to next week's weight. I hope that makes sense. So to hopefully make that make a bit more sense. For example, let's say you did, I don't know, like you did 90 kg, right? So let's say you did 90 kg. You did it for 8 reps, and your target was what? We'll say not 6. All right. So you did an extra 3 reps. So you'd add on, if you 1 rep max, this is gonna get so bad really quickly because I'm not gonna be able to explain this very well. If your estimated 1 rep max for myself was, what was it? 125. Okay, and actually wait, I have it somewhere. Hang on, bear with me. I have a screenshot somewhere. Which day is this? I'll just do it based on this. This should make it a lot easier. Okay, here we go. So I did 90 for 10, right? And the goal was 6. So you add 4% of your 1 rep max, right? So 4%. My math is atrocious, by the way. 4%. I forgot what it was already, boys. What did I say it was? 1 rep max. I've lost it again. 150. That was my squat day, wasn't it? This is already getting scuffed. Yeah. 150. So it's 6 kilos. So you have a 6 kilo increase based on that number. I'm sorry that was so bad to get that out of the way. That was really rough. Oh shit. But yeah, so that's how the AMRAP system works. This is quite a nice way of doing it. That's why I was kind of based my 1 rep maxes from week 7, because the first like few weeks was just me getting used to the movements. I think quite a lot of that because I had like really big jumps in my first 4 or so weeks. Like looking back in the program, sorry, the first few weeks I kept having really big jumps. Like I would do I don't know, if I squat, say like I was doing 100 for like 10, and obviously the given rep range was like 6, so I did way more than needed to. So it took a little while to like get up to like decent working weight based on like how I started the program, kind of thing. So that's where that was. It's kind of weird. So yeah, like aesthetics wise, it wasn't like a metric I was super tracking, to be honest. I did some measurements here and there, but I'm not sure. I think I kept them somewhere. You might have to bear with. It's all on my phone, like that kind of stuff. I'll see if I can have a look, but I'm not sure where my history would be for it. I know I had it somewhere, is the problem. It wasn't something I was really focused on tracking. So I don't know if I'll actually have the actual metrics anywhere. Yeah, I did quite like the AMRAP system as well. It was quite a nice way of doing things. At the with the new program I'm on now, there isn't any AMRAP stuff. It's all just percentage and volume based at the minute. So I'm still on like a base phase. So I think we'll see how things adjust as we go on. I cannot find any of my measurement stuff anywhere. Is it here perhaps? No, it's just sort of like before and after pictures. Maybe we'll come up with it at some point. But I think like, I don't know. I don't know where I put any of that stuff, man. Yeah, aesthetics wasn't something I was too fussed about, really. I just wanted to get strong. I just want to be strong. I'm not too fussed on like how I look in like a bodybuilding sense. I just want to be able to, you know, compete powerlifting wise. I don't want to be one of those like big heavyweight dudes either, though. Like, you know, there's some big boys, and that's not where I want to look. I want to look like I lift, as well as being able to lift, kind of thing. Week 3, wave 2. Yeah, that's kind of what it was like for me as well. Like the first few weeks is just getting used to the program and figuring out how all the things work and getting your form down and stuff. I think also my form is still getting better, I think, as it goes. I'm still working on my deadlifts. I think that's one of the big ones for me, is my deadlift, fixing that shit. Yeah, I think definitely once you get through the first few weeks, then it definitely gets to the actual accurate-ish weights. Because where we at? So yeah, week 3. This is where you're at the minute then. So you still got quite a lot of your bodybuilding things here. Because as you get further and further into the program, you lose your bodybuilding things. As you get further in. So you get less and less accessories. Which means obviously then you put more effort in. Calorie wise, or diet wise in general, I went through phases because I am trying to drop down sort of 10 kilos of body mass, which I think I'm still carrying a fair bit of fat on me. So I've been kind of eating probably maintenance or in a slight deficit, but I very, very much yo-yo my diet a lot. I am very bad at tracking and keeping track of my calorie intake. So if I did want to be in a deficit, I drop off very quick. I'll be like good for a week, maybe 2 weeks, eating a deficit, and then I would drop off and probably eat back at maintenance again. So I think when I started the program, I was at like 96-ish kilos. And I think the last time I weighed myself, I was around 93. So I've dropped a couple of kilos over the 19 weeks, but I've not been in like a consistent deficit to actually drop down decently, which I know can affect obviously strength and muscle mass gains. So if I was eating in a surplus, I probably would have had potentially better strength and mass gains. I think when it comes to strength, I don't think calories in, other than like fuel, is a major component. I think it's much more important when it comes to actually want to put on muscle mass and that kind of thing. I would say anyway. I think at the minute I'm probably around like the 2,800-ish. I guesstimate. And so I think I need to be eating around the 2,200 range, ideally, to be in like a decent deficit. But yeah, I yo-yo a lot, which is not ideal. That's definitely my weakest area is calories and sleep. So yeah, pretty rough. So the definition and find the program description in 2 places, then set a difference and mix it and doing what says like sport. Doing fronts. Oh, see what you mean? Yeah. It was a little bit. I'm very thankful for the app though. The Viking variation. But yeah, it was a bit confusing with some of the things. Like with your, like you say, your squat day, bench day, deadlift, overhead press day. I can do 10 exercises instead of 6. You might be overdoing it a little bit. I don't know. Do you feel like particularly sore at any point? Or do you think you're alright? I mean, I guess if you're recovering fine, then hopefully it's alright. But I think overall, it is a very good program. I think it's a very good like starter program because it goes over all the big movers. You got nice accessories as well to strengthen up those areas. like any weaker spots that you don't necessarily work when you're doing the compounds. The fuck was that? I'll run the program again with the app once I finish my browser bay. You know, you just fair enough. That's right then. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really experience any crazy DOMs either. I mean, I am now with this new program. I am super sore at the minute, especially my lower. 2.5, 3 hours, bloody hell, bro. That's a long time in the gym. I think when I was doing this program, I think it was like hour and a half tops, I think. Not including warm-ups, though. But, yeah, that's a very long time. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a very scuffed overview of things. But, to sort of, I guess to recap, the 1 rep maxes from start to end. I went from 150 to 190 in my squat. Deadlift went from 170 to 220, and bench went from 125 to 142.5. So just to recap, the lift increases basically. So I mean, I would say it's a half decent progress. I almost had a 50 kilo increase in my squat. The bench was also a slower mover, but I think I don't even know why that might have been. My theory with the other lifts, to be honest, I think the bench was probably a more accurate base, like estimated on a max, I think, than the other two. Because I think on my squat, I had a very weak low back, and my form was very shoddy here and there. So I think it wasn't super accurate estimated on a maxes with those. And probably the same again with the deadlift. I don't know though. Also, I did have that couple of weeks where I busted my back when I hit that 150 for the first time. So yeah, I don't want to, you know, set it in stone that this is how much I increased, and that's how much I would increase again, kind of thing. If I ran it again, anyways. But that is what my increases were. Pretty good, I would say. So what, 7? Yeah, so I had a 50 increase on my deadlift. 40 on my squat, and just like 20. Realistically, I probably could have done 145 on bench, I think, looking back at the clip. So probably a 20 increase in the bench. So 40, 50, and a 40 kilo increase on the 3 lifts, respectively. So I hope this wasn't too scuffed. I just wanted to get this kind of review-ish done. So then that, like, the whole bullmastiff program now is done skis. We are finished with that. Obviously, I will do my best to answer any questions if there are any more in like comments and things. I will do my utmost. But yeah, I hope this covers any like important questions that we might have had. I'm hoping anyway. Have a little gander. Bench and rack. Form stuff. I don't see any more comments. Oh, hello. Getting ourselves in strength. Yeah, that was one of the comments. Maybe I should do like a little before and after thing, physique wise. I answered that question regarding the AMRAP stuff. I think most things I think I've answered. Hopefully. I hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I've answered any questions somewhere in this video. Good luck finding them. If there are any specific questions you guys want answered. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. This random scuff stream. We'll see what happens next time. But yeah, and then I'll probably try and review the new program I'm on now as well at the end, which hopefully might be a bit better structure-wise. Hopefully. I might try and take some notes, some comments and questions and things. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks Thomas for chilling for a bit. Hopefully I answered any of your questions, bro. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next lifting log.